Some people are really into keep fit, aren't they? I never was. I remember hearing a preach when I was about 18 or so. I was at university. I've been 19, and it's always stuck with me. It's amazing how you can remember some things that you've heard in a preach from like years and years ago, like or decades ago in this case, but other things we just forget. But anyway, there were some people at university that were really into keeping fit, and they were at the gym, and it was all about how they looked, and or at least that's how it looked from outward appearances. um, and I never was. I never really got it. Anyway, as you grow older, you find out that your body, if you want to keep strength, then you have to do something about it, because muscle just goes with age. And 1 Timothy 4, verse 8 says, "For physical training is of some value, useful for a little, but godliness, that spiritual training, is useful and of value in everything and in every way, for it holds promise for the present life and also for the life which is to come." And I always remember hearing our pastor Paul in Stoke-on-Trent teach on this and saying, and he was a kind of like an ex-gymnast. He had a really, what's the word, a really kind of toned physique. And I don't know how old he would have been at the time, probably younger than I am now. But it made you think, because he would say physical training is of some benefit, um, but spiritual training, that's the really important thing. And it does make you think, because you can spend a lot of time on physical training, and you think how much an athlete spends on physical training, or how much people that go to the gym spend. And I have to do a little bit of, I have to expend a little bit of effort and discipline on such things in order to protect me from injuries with looking after one of our boys who needs lots of support and care physically. Um, but these bodies, they're not going to go with us beyond the grave, at least not in their present form. We'll get a new body, won't we? And think how much you can invest in your body now, in how you eat and in how you work out, if that's what you do. But in all these things, we have the opportunity to develop habits that sow for both for now and for eternity. So, spiritual training is what's really important. And how can we spiritually train? Well, we've said it so many times before. Be in the Bible, reading the Bible, but also be in prayer. So I would encourage you, here's some really practical things. Um, I'm a morning person, so mornings are great for me. I get a bit sleepy in the evenings. I find praying quite difficult in the evenings, and if I shut my eyes, I could quite easily fall asleep. But everyone is different. But the start of a day, I always think, is like a fresh sheet, um, a clean slate, and it's really good as you wake up, and as you, whatever it is you do first, go to the bathroom or whatever, to focus on God and start praying. And that's what I try and do. I try and pray in while I'm having a shower, and just turn my thoughts and my gaze and my attention to Him. And there are lots of opportunities throughout the day where you can weave in spiritual disciplines into the daily routine. So, obviously, in lockdown, lots of us have got a different looking life, but in different seasons of my life, I have woven in habits in different ways, and different things will work for you. But I like to walk and pray. I like to drive and pray. I like to wash up and pray. Actually, I don't like washing up at all, but I like to wash up and pray. Um, Anything like painting or decorating or gardening, I like to combine those either with prayer or with listening to podcasts of really good preachers that are soaked in the word. That are, I've said before, I really like listening to Tim Keller, for example. I also listen to the Bible Project, some of their uh, podcasts, and another one is Alistair Begg, Truth for Life. That's excellent. That's a Scottish American series. And so it's good for us to find green grass and then go graze, and use that as training. But it's also good, as we've said before, to just reflect on things, and to have time to let truth soak into us, like we've said before, like Spurgeon says, like putting the wafer under your tongue and letting it dissolve and permeate through your entire being. Do that with scripture. So, anyway, just a few ideas. I'm sure you have many more.